We once again welcome all of us to the National Police Headquarters for the maiden visit of His Royal Majesty Otumfoɔ She is a certified emergency nurse specialist on GH Police TV. She worked with the GH Police, married with 2 children. Her hobbies are reading and cooking. Recognizes that and collaborate a lot with our traditional rulers in order to improve our mandate. Shall we, with all humility, be upstanding to welcome His Royal Majesty Otumfoɔ II, the Asante, to the forecourt of the National Police Headquarters. To His Royal Majesty as we continue with the rest of the program. Please kindly take your seat. Kafri Ajeman marching briskly towards His Royal Majesty to invite him to inspect the guard of honor mounted to pay the appropriate courtesy to His Royal Majesty.
Good morning, Your Royal Majesty. Guard of honor Fonda, made up of one other officer, 96 long and proud, with a police ceremonial band in attendance, ready for inspection. Assistant Superintendent of Police, Kafri Ajeman, reports to the Royal Majesty.
His Royal Majesty is inspecting the all-female guard mounted to pay the appropriate courtesy for His historic visit to the National Police Headquarters. The guard commander is Assistant Superintendent of Police, Kafui Ajema. She is ably supported by Assistant Superintendent of Police, Joyce Ofori, and our guard Sergeant Major is the president of the community Sergeant Juliana Akobra. Felix Ofe Osei Mabua. The officer is Chief Inspector Cox Ryan. Let's go. Chief Inspector Daniel Canada. The guard commander, Assistant Superintendent of Police, Kafui Ajema, has sought off the guard and same has been granted. Shall we please be upstanding to take the rehearsal? Please kindly take the seat. Thank you. That is the guard commander, Assistant Superintendent of Police,
Your Royal Majesty, Otumfoɔ said to do the President of the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs, King Professor IGP, representatives of the President of the Ghana Traditional Council, members of the Police Council, retired inspectors general of police, Deputy Interior Minister, Honorable Eminent Tel Aviv, the Chief Director at the Ministry of Interior, Mrs. Dorian Anand, Director of Operations at the Presidency, COP Mr. Otumfoɔ retired, the Technical Advisor to the Ministry of Interior, Mrs. Mamiya Abiyanko, members of the Police Management Board, Nanano, Nime, Name, sea officers and men, the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is with profound honor, humility, and great national pride that we welcome His Majesty, the Asante, and His Central in the Ghana Police Headquarters today. Words alone cannot fully express the joy and privilege we feel in witnessing and hosting the great Asante for these historic spaces. This gesture is not only symbolic, it is unprecedented. A moment that will be engraved permanently in the institutional memory of the Ghana Police Service and indeed in the annals of our nation's security architecture. Your Majesty, ladies and gentlemen, today's gathering invites us to revisit history. Long before the advent of modern European-style policing, African societies, particularly Asante, are well-established systems of law, order, and justice. The Nigerian policing system, administered through the Asante Courts, was one of the earliest forms of organized policing in this land. These additional mechanisms ensure social order, peaceful resolution, and community safety through customs deeply understood and respected by the people. With the introduction of colonial policing, these indigenous systems were not erased, but rather blended into emerging state structures. The fusion of traditional authority with modern policing concepts helped shape the policing we know in Ghana today. Your Majesty, Nime, Name, ladies and gentlemen, as the real occupant of the Holy Soul, you have not only preserved these values, but also modernized and strengthened them. Your consistent support for the Ghana Police Service, especially in the Asante region, has been both fatherly and exemplary. I know that you have hosted several inspectors general of police and police leadership over the years, offering counsel, guidance, and encouragement, with doors always open to us. Ladies and gentlemen, as the Chief Constable of this country, I must commend Your Majesty and highlight your role in case building and conflict resolution, which has had a profound impact on national security. Mention your exceptional mediation skills, which have restored peace in numerous countries across our nation, compels me to describe you as the King Solomon of our time. Your wisdom, patience, and moral authority have brought down where tension once prevailed, and unity where division once threatened our peace. Specifically, you chair the Committee of Eminent Chiefs that successfully resolved the long-standing constituency crisis, restoring peace and stability to the area. Your mediation efforts in Yemen, and more recently in the protracted Boko conflict, to mention a few, have yielded practical recommendations that continue to guide security operations. Today, the relative harm in Boko has significantly enhanced policing efforts and community confidence. It is worth noting that chiefs, as custodians of land, culture, and customs, remain indispensable partners in maintaining law and order. In this regard, Your Majesty, you have personally intervened in numerous land and chieftaincy disputes in the Asante region, restoring sanity, reducing violence, and making policing more effective. These actions reaffirm the constitutional recognition of chieftaincy under the 1992 Constitution, which recognizes traditional authority as an integral part of Ghana's governance system. In the context of illegal mining, your directive urging chiefs to take firm action against it in their activities demonstrate the continued relevance of traditional leadership in addressing modern security challenges, and this is elevated. Your Royal Majesty, beyond peace and security, your contribution to national development is monumental. Through your humanitarian support to the efforts through the Otumfoɔ Education Fund, thousands of rural recreation students across Ghana have received opportunities to pursue education. As Chancellor of Otumfoɔ University of Science and Technology, Your Majesty continues to bridge tradition and academia, ensuring that cultural heritage coexists with innovation and research. In the area of culture, diaspora relations, and global influences, you are a global symbol of African culture. Through cultural preservation, initiatives such as the Menshal Palace Museum and your engagement with the African diaspora, you have protected Asante and the Ghana culture far beyond our borders. These efforts have strengthened diaspora relations, enhanced Ghana's international profile, promoted tourism, and positioned our nation as subjects of global academic and cultural sector. Your Majesty, your presence at the police headquarters today marks a turning point. This historic honor is one that the Ghana Police Service and our fellow citizens hold in the highest esteem and do not take it lightly. The Ghana Police Service recognizes that over time we have relied extensively on imported European policing systems. This visit challenges us to return to history, re-embrace indigenous knowledge systems, and strengthen community and tradition-based policing. That is said that your visit today will deepen cooperation between the Ghana Police Service and the traditional authorities across the country, not only between Asante but nationwide. Your address today will serve as a blueprint, a working document for strengthening relations between law enforcement and traditional governance. Moving forward, the police service will strengthen and integrate traditional culture, customs, and local governance systems into our training, orientation, and reorientation programs. This will help the average police officer better understand the cultural dynamics of the communities we serve and police more effectively with empathy, respect, and legitimacy. Your Majesty, your visit is a great honor to every man and woman in the Ghana Police Service. It will leave a lasting legacy, not only in bread and water, but in mindset, policy, and practice. We reaffirm our commitment to upholding state laws while respecting customary laws, and to build a security system that reflects the history, culture, and aspirations of the Ghanaian people. This historic visit marked the beginning of a deeper and enduring partnership between the Ghana Police Service and the Traditional Authority for Peace, Development, and National Unity. Once again, we thank you, Your Majesty, for this royal visit and the honor and us. God bless the Asante people. God bless our traditional authorities. God bless the Ghana Police Service. And God bless our beloved Ghana. Thank you very much.
Traditional rulers here assembled, distinguished guests, fellow citizens of our beloved republic. My have been pleased to enjoy a productive working relationship with the Ghana Police Service over the years. But this is the first time we have had the opportunity of visiting what I would call the engine room of the heartbeat of the service. Thanks to the initiative. Thanks to the initiative and trying to take the invitation of our son, the Inspector General of Police. We are deeply humbled by the extraordinary guests attended to us this morning. Watching the ladies parade, I thought I should have worn my police dress. Our plea of the IGP to give me a police dress so next time when I come out, I'll be a policeman. But this man is not intended to be alone. But you share the entire community of traditional rulers who are the guardians of culture. I'm pleased to be joined by new presidents and other traditional council members. I hope they share this honor with all of us. It is truly inspiring to survey the amazing lineup of the top brass who not only make up the entire command of the Ghana Police Service, but represent over a century of dedicated and exceptional service to the nation. Whilst I was working, I saw former IGPs that I've dealt with, and I'm glad that they are here today. Interestingly, as far as I've been getting to 27 years, my first police agency, I saw it now after recently, now it was my first agency who was looking after me. 26 years ago. I don't know what brand he has now, but he was my agency administrator at that time. This is not a routine or a mere ceremonial visit. It is intended to be a landmark event, marking a moment in history where two ancient responsibilities meet to begin a momentous conversation. Guardianship of values and the enforcement of law. One institution draws its authority from ancestral memory. The other draws its mandate from the Constitution. Yet both exist for one sacred task: the preservation of order, dignity, and peace in society. Before we proceed along the historic journey, let me, in the spirit of the new year, convey a message of glad tidings to the gallant men and women who make up the Ghana Police Service. We come with abiding gratitude to each member of the service, from the lowest council to the top leadership gathered here today. For your selfless sacrifices to keep us safe over the years, and we bring you hope for progress and prosperity in the years to come. Ghana Police Service is one of the institutional legacies bequeathed to us by our former colonial rulers. From the first Ghanaian who took over the mantle of leadership of the United Colonial Commander, the highly distinguished their responsibility for whatever magnitude, today, and the everything leadership assembled here. Today, the police service has gone through many challenges and efforts. Changing political circumstances have impacted on the service in different ways. But it is fair to say that through it all, the service has maintained a level of commitment and professionalism we should be proud of. Wherever you have been called upon to undertake international duties, you have acquitted yourself with full credit. The greatest pride of Ghanaians today is that our nation is recognized in the world as a locus of peace and an environment of turbulence. The international community widely acclaims us for the safety in our streets. If we take pride in our climate of peace and accept the bloodless of the world for the safety in our streets, we cannot fail to acknowledge the crucial role of the frontline protectors of our peace and security. When we struggle in our comfortable beds at night, we cannot forget that there are thousands of our sons and daughters battling with mosquitoes while beautifully protecting us from the snares of criminal minds.
Sure.
While we trudge along our motorways, whether in our shining limousine or the humble church of Aboya and Pradia, we cannot forget that there are thousands of our sons and daughters keeping guard in the hospital's force just to make sure we arrive safely at our destination.
Sure.
The truth is not enough if we fail to acknowledge that we owe a huge debt of gratitude to the blue uniform of safety we cherish.
Sure.
So today we say, I go to the police for faithful service to the nation. I go for your selfless sacrifices in the most difficult terrains. I go for the safety in our streets. I go for selflessly standing guard while we sleep.
Sure.
As I have already mentioned, the Ghana Police Service is one of the legacies of our past colonial past. Long before the first police uniform was sewn, communities are learning how to live together. Before walls were built, disputes were settled. Before statutes were written, wrongs were already understood.
Sure.
Custom was the first law. Culture was the first constitution. It taught restraint before punishment, responsibility before rights, and harmony before victory. It reminded people that their actions did not end for themselves, that every deed echoed through family, lineage, and family.
Sure.
In those days, a child feared disappointing and help more than facing authority. A man fought twice before wrongdoing, not because of arrest, but because shame was applied to him. Conduct was shaped long before crime would take root. That is the quiet power of God.
Sure.
When culture is strong, crime struggles to breathe. When culture collapses, law enforcement is forced to compensate. No number of episodes, no matter how disciplined, no matter how well equipped, can replace a society that has lost its moral compass.
Sure.
Law enforcement functions best where people already believe that order is worth protecting. This is why we have been pleased to join hands with Dr. General, the Director of Police, to initiate this conversation. It has been most useful at this point in time to engage with an IGP steeped in history and culture, and able to appreciate the essential interplay between the two.
Sure.
In the world, there is meant with the colonial authorities to rely on traditional authorities for the maintenance of law and order. Indeed, you know that the British were content to make domestic law and order a joint function between law enforcement and traditional rulers.
Sure.
When the Asante nation became part of new nation states of the world, Asante was allowed to keep and maintain his own police. And he gave police that all the operations of the colonial police well into the concept of independence. Along the original goal, one of the most eminent chiefs was the former of Kenya, who in his life played a key role in the restoration of my order.
Sure.
It is no wonder that Cromwell gave us the first Ghanaian head of the police, the eminent was to go on to serve as leader of the city.
Sure.
And it is no surprise that the seat of the past continues in our government IGP.
Sure.
The lessons of this is that we can build a safer, more peaceful society by conscious effort to bring the guardians of culture and the protectors of law ever closer.
Sure.
To create an interlocking mechanism based on the cardinal principle that culture cannot do without the police, and the police cannot succeed without culture.
Sure.
Culture without law becomes nostalgia. Beautiful stories with no teeth. Law without culture becomes false, effective but brittle. One shapes the heart, the other restrains the heart. A society that restrains only the heart, while neglecting the heart, merely. Sure. As a key in the development of one of Africa's great enduring cultures, I've seen culture as a I've also seen in West, I've opened up the celebration of Asante and our traditional council to the global media, so the world can see how genuine customs resolve disputes peacefully, preserving relationships and dignity. I've also seen how this tradition may be used to justify violence and impunity. So, what we have seen and that reinforces my belief that when authority, traditional or other, employs disorder as a tool, it has abandoned legitimacy. Custom was never designed to protect criminals, it was designed to prevent crime. Every culture in Ghana requires a formula for resolving disputes, and it is only when our fidelity to cultural values fails that disorder takes hold. So, justice. It does not compete with it. This is why the role of the Ghana Police Service is indispensable. I recall that recently only recently assumed the position of the Inspector General of Police. Unlike now at the time when public expectations of the police were high and patience was thin. Within this short period, the impact of leadership has been felt, and we see a scenario reflecting the potential element of law enforcement. Calm authority and public professionalism. So, the greatest victory of law enforcement is prevention. And prevention begins long before police sirens sound. So, it begins in homes, and it begins in homes where discipline is taught, in communities where elders are respected, in cultures where wrongdoing is socially discouraged before it becomes legally punishable. This is where culture performs the most important work. So, in a society where values are strong, police officers don't view as an adversary, but as a partner. The uniform commanders were not towards encourage force, but because it represents shared principles. So, I imagine a society where values are collapsed in such a place. The police officer becomes a symbol of oppression, the law becomes an external imposition, and crime becomes defiance masquerading as freedom. The difference between the two societies is not the number of laws on the books, it is the presence of actions of culture. So it should be obvious to the therefore that the alignment of cultural values with the values of law should be the first step towards crime prevention. Our visit today sets us up for a journey towards crystallizing the alignment of values and sets about national tradition and modern law enforcement are not rivals struggling for relevance. They are collaborators safeguarding the same future. So, when traditional authority respects legal authority, communities stabilize. So, when police respect local customs, cooperation deepens. So, when both communicate openly, crime loses its hiding place. So, if law alone can save society, then countries with the thickest walls will have no problems, no prisons at all. Yet even prisons are bruised and still require values. The truth is simple, making people uncomfortable. No society can outsource morality entirely to the state and expect peace. So together, we must bring citizens, not just enforce laws. Therefore, I have come to join you to work together for deeper institutionalized collaboration between traditional authorities and the Ghana Police Service. That chiefs serve as allies in community policing. That officers be trained to understand the customs of the people they protect. Like dialogue precedes deployment and immigration precedes confrontation. This is not softness, it is intelligence. So, public order lies not in louder sirens, but in stronger values, supported by competent discipline or enforcement. So, we hope the conversation we begin today will culminate in some institutional arrangement which should guarantee effective and respectful collaboration. You will not be aware that among the guardians of traditions we are fortunate to have eminent men like my own brother, Tope Sri, Naomi Otumfoɔ, sworn representatives, and the body is professed to uphold when they bear the coat of arms. So it is possible to say that these when Ghanaians see men in uniform act publicly in a manner which evidently compromises the integrity of the service. It provided an escape route to doubters who would argue that if the men of the discipline service cannot maintain their values, how can they expect civil society to be able to do so? As we embark on this journey together, we will urge you, IGP, and your devoted police to seriously tackle issues affecting police integrity and public trust. It may well be necessary to reinforce or upskill the values you include in your command, so they are left to know that whatever they do which compromises the integrity of the police also dishonor the uniform and the code of arms they bear. I also hope that you work towards making the service politically neutral. There will always be one government responsible for the state of Ghana, and that's the police service of the state who are sworn to be unavoiding your loyalty to the government. But there must be a line drawn between the government and the political party. I believe both government and the service will find it in their own interest to be manifestly to be the swinging God required towards land, but without fear or favor and affection. When I survey the galaxy of our men and women assembled before me today, I'm filled with confidence that you are up to any challenge that the year may throw up. And I encourage you to stay together in continued dedication to the upliftment of the service. So, to you, Dr. Christian, the General of the IGP, I commend your leadership and encourage you to continue sharing the service with fairness, and foresight. The work you have begun will apply to protect the people in values. Sure. As a case of tradition, even let us preserve our customs not as relics of nostalgia, but as living systems that cultivate discipline, peace, and justice. Sure. And for every citizen, remember that the destiny of this nation is shaped not only by laws passed in Parliament, but by conduct practiced in courts. Sure. Crime bends low. Sure. When culture walks with law, society walks in peace. Sure. May the year 2026 bring more of us peace, charity, joy, and prosperity. Thank you. Sure. Sure.
Thank you very much, His Royal Majesty, Otumfoɔ, Second, for your address. Please, our friends from the media, please don't leave with us until further instructions. Our friends from the media, please don't leave. You still wait for me for further instructions. IGPs, members of the Police Management Board, our regional commanders, as well as our
Let's go back.